So by this point, you must be aware of the meme, of the event, of whatever happened with the CEO and the head of HR of Astronomer who went to that Coldplay concert and were caught cheating on their, well, respective spouses in a very public manner, and was a very, very public meltdown. Now, this is not to continue exposing them because they have been already exposed, but this is to make some kind of conversation about what are the dangers of social media today, and if it was justified the way that their lives have been destroyed by social media, or if they destroy their lives themselves. And before you jump into the comments to have your great opinion, I'm sure that you're going to share with me either who is really responsible here. We need to go back. We need to go back to understand what are the circumstances of this. And Star Platinum on X did a very good breakdown of this controversy. He's the CEO of Astronomer. She is head of HR, Human Resources at Astronomer, a company. They were seen acting like a couple at a Coldplay concert in front of 65,000 people. The scandal of Andy Byron and Christine Cabot. So Andy Byron became CEO of Astronomer in 2023. The company had just hit a 1.3 billion valuation and needed a steady hand. He had a clean career, came from big tech companies, a lot of effort putting into that, and lived near Boston with his wife and 2 kids. The kind of CEO you never hear about. And I didn't even know Astronomer as a company existed. I didn't know about this guy, of course. A few months later, Andy hired Christine Cabot as head of HR. She had worked at fast-growing startups, had a strong reputation, and was brought in to shape the company culture. On LinkedIn, oh my God, LinkedIn, it's just like toxic app. On LinkedIn, Andy called her the perfect person for the job. And Astronomer sold an image of modern values and strong leadership. They had just raised 93 million. They were powering data systems for over 700 clients, and they positioned themselves as leaders in AI and cloud infrastructure. Very boring, very LinkedIn-esque. So nothing to see here. Nobody would have found about these people ever, if they hadn't made the ultimate mistake. On July 16th, 2025, Coldplay played a concert in Boston. Andy and Christine went with other Astronomer employees. This is important. It's going to be important for a story. It looked like a casual work outing. Oh yeah, right. I didn't have that kind of casual work outings when I was in my 9 to 5 until the kiss cam showed up. The camera zoomed in on them. Andy had his arms around Christine. I would say that more around Christine. I need to be more specific. Thank you, Star Platinum, for your thread, but I'm going to make a tiny correction. You can see it's not just his arms around her. It's literally his arms and hands on her boobies. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's like let me touch your gasongas. It's as intimate as a posture and a gesture can get. This is literally a couple. It's that simple. They were holding hands. They looked like a couple. When they realized they were on the big screen, they panicked. She covered her face. He ducked behind the seat. And you can see the clip again. That was the moment that he realized he effed up. And it's important to note that the woman who is right next to them, she's also, I think she's one of her, it was one of the minions at the company was right next to them because they went with other employees. So by this point, you can imagine, okay, wait a second. These people were cheating on their spouses together with other employees of the company at a very public concert. All right? At a VIP, I don't know how much this VIP seats cost, but it was really public the way that they were behaving. So I'm going to have a word or two after we mention what Chris Martin said. Chris Martin saw it live and said into the mic, either they're having an affair or they are just very shy. The crowd laughed. Bottom line, people were already asking, isn't that the CEO of Astronomer? And this is important because, all right, some people are saying maybe if they had played it cool and behaved and greeted and, well, it was a kiss cam, you should, kiss the girl, the kiss cam. If you don't kiss her, it would be odd, especially if you see them with such an intimate gesture. But the issue is, some people say that maybe if they had behaved in a normal way, nobody would have noticed. But we are talking about 65,000 people. It's highly likely that somebody's going to find out, even if you behave normally. And, well, let's continue. It's just two more posts in this thread. Someone posted the clip to TikTok. It went viral in hours, then hit Twitter, Reddit, and Instagram. You know that is the kiss of death. That is the kiss of death. Both Andy and Christine were married. Their names were easy to find. Andy's wife removed Byron from her profile, then deleted her Facebook completely. Astronomer hasn't said a word. No, Astronomer already said a word. Astronomer already said that the guy has been put on leave. And this was a very public fallout. We could talk about the memes. We could talk about the divide online between people who say that, okay, this was their own doing, or this was social media's fallout. And I'm going to say that people should be responsible and acknowledge the consequences of their actions. They are grown-ups, very grown-ups. They have been there. They have built a reputation. They have built families over years, if not decades. Let that sink in. This is an effort. Each on their own have done this work, both personal and professional, for years. We don't know if they have done this cheating in other instances. We don't know because maybe they did that cheating. I'm not saying that they did, but if they did, it was very private, which is going to be also important in a second. And now they just throw that away in a very public outing. My question is, isn't Astronomer as a company against, as far as I remember, there's always fine print in everyone's contract, HR contracts. When you sign a contract to work at a 9 to 5, is having an affair or romances inside a company is not allowed. It's not like frowned upon. No, it is not allowed. So let me get this straight. This is the CEO with the head of HR at a very public outing with other employees, or at least one other employee who was in the know that they were cheating their spouses. That is big stupid. I mean, that is levels of stupid that I cannot understand. Because at some point, you cheat on your wife, you cheat on your husband. Maybe you don't get caught, but if you get caught, pray for it to be private, to be for it a private matter, because it will be enough pain for your family. It will be enough pain for your spouse to find out you've been cheating on him or her. For your kids, they're gonna be totally destructive for your kids. Even if your company doesn't find out of what you're getting divorced of your spouse, it's gonna take a hit in your professional life. But the kids is gonna be the worst. It's gonna be the worst impact. But at least it's gonna be private. At least I'm gonna say that at the very least it's gonna remain private. But this, you're inviting the whole internet to have an opinion about about your behavior. And you know that you can share a puppy or a kitty online, just a puppy, just an image of a puppy, and people will have a strong reaction and opinion about that. Some people are going to have a strong opinion about that. Imagine this. So there are people like Viva Frey who said that, okay, is it really the right of the internet to destroy people's lives like this? And I have a counter argument. You are expecting the internet to be civilized. I don't know how to say that word. To behave. You expect the internet as a mass to behave. And I think the best analogy or metaphor for the internet is like the sea. You remember when you saw a sea, you went to the beach and maybe the sea was, kind of rough, but you went into the waves either way and you learned the hard way that you don't mess with the sea because the sea doesn't care about who is your mom and dad, and you barely made it out, and you have never been able to take that out of your mind the day that you almost died at the hands of the sea. I think we all have a story like that. I have a story like that. I cannot forget that for the life of me, no pun intended. But the sea doesn't care. The sea doesn't care. And the internet is just like that. If you are reckless, I was reckless. I saw the waves. I saw the sea. Said, "Oh, what is the problem? I'm a good swimmer. I can make this." Until I realized that, okay, this was a very bad idea. The good thing is that I survived and the sea spared me that day, but the internet is not going to spare you in any way. It's going to be ruthless. It's going to be reckless. It's going to destroy your life or amplify the bad decisions that you have made in such a way that's going to be orders of magnitude more painful for your family, for your wife, for your husband, for your kids. So I think they had it coming. I think they had it coming. You become so reckless as to not care about, because you're the CEO. It's the CEO and the head of HR. If someone has a romance or a relationship at the company, inside the company, who's going to fire them? HR or the CEO, they are the top. She as the head of the memes. We have to move on to the memes, but you understand what I'm saying. My point is that this is not something that a position in which you want to be. Tony Roundtree has a very good point. It's a blast from the past from that CEO himself from a few years back in 2019. Each day on Twitter, there is one main character. The goal is to never be it. That is, this is why I pay for internet. This is why I pay for internet, because there's no other way. There's no other way to looking at this, but through these lenses. Eric Matheny, imagine becoming a successful CEO worth $1 billion. A lifetime of hard work and dedication has paid off, only to lose it all on a Coldplay kiss cam with an average-looking HR manager. Life sure has sick sense of humor, doesn't it? And there are opinions that are the other extreme. Okay, maybe Viva Frey had said that we shouldn't be destroying people's lives. I certainly don't want anyone's lives destroyed. I just want anyone to get what they want. If they wanted to cheat, well, you get to cheat, but you have to deal with the consequences of what you want. And that is important. People don't understand sometimes what they want, much less the consequences of what they want. So that is important. But the smash balls is the... I pronounce it. You fooled me into saying your name out loud. Smash balls. It's like Mr. Mixtiplix, the Superman villain. We should shame every couple caught in an affair like the CEO at the Coldplay concert was shamed. Maybe that way people will think twice. I'm pretty sure. I remember the statistics after what was this Fatal Attraction. Remember that excellent movie with Glenn Close and Michael Douglas? I remember, pretty sure that I saw somewhere that the stats of everything, divorces and even cheating went down after that movie came out, and you can understand why, right? If you remember Fatal Attraction, you say that, oh my God, I'm not doing that. And I think this is a net positive. Maybe it's really negative for them and their families, but we have memes. We have memes. The Phillies mascots had their own version of the meme, and there's all sorts of memes of this. But I think the net positive is that people are realizing two things. First one, don't cheat on your wife. Don't cheat on your husband. That is important. Think of your kids. Please think of your kids. That is important. Again, thanks Star Platinum. Make sure to follow Star Platinum for more of these threads. The cameraman at the Coldplay concert. It says Planet of Memes. Oh, go to a Coldplay concert, leave as a FAFO meme. Yeah, the moment they found out that this is priceless. This meme. If you understand this reference, we can be friends. Jim never listens to Coldplay at home. I have to include. I know that this is gonna be for some of my more retro fans and the memes. We have more memes. We have more memes. We have all the memes. Oh my God, there's other more classic. This was one of my favorite ones. That's it. But we always saw this coming. We always saw this coming, Hermione. We always saw this coming. We knew it. Well, there was a problem with Emma Watson that she was her license was taken out, something like that. Let's go back to the clip itself. Let's go back to the clip itself so we can the shot. So I think that is the lesson that we can learn from. Every action has consequences. As we talk about that in this channel a lot, we not only talk about actions but intentions. When somebody has bad intentions with you, for toxic personalities, we have actions and reactions, and you need to know how to react to those. But you also have to understand the consequences to what you do and the consequences that other people do. This is reckless. You want to be reckless. You have to understand it's like driving at, I don't know, 150 miles per hour on the highway. If you want to be reckless, make sure that you're not going to hurt anybody, and that is really hard. That is almost impossible, because if something happens to you, there are going to be people in your life who are going to suffer. Maybe you are at 150 miles per hour on the highway and you die at a car crash. Sorry if I'm being so blunt about that. Okay, you died. That's it. That's it for you. Maybe you didn't even feel anything. Like that guy, that other CEO of the Titan submarine, was another stupid death. Then the people who you leave behind are the ones who are going to suffer the most. Not you. You're already dead. You made your decision to be reckless, and you're dead. But in this case, you have to live with your decision and live with the shame of your decision, and all the reputation you have been building for decades is all down the drain for a quick fling, for a fling. Is that worth it? Was this the doing of the internet? You have an opinion, I have an opinion. I think that everyone should be aware of the consequences of their actions, and the internet is only going to amplify that there's vitriol on the internet. No matter what you do, no matter if you behave in a good way, no matter if you do good things, you're gonna get hate. If you are caught doing this kind of stuff, you got that coming. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and don't forget to download my free 100 body language tips right in the description of this video. Much love and please don't cheat. Don't cheat. Don't cheat. It's not worth it.